Hi guys, this is Gadget Man 404 and I'm flying at my favourite place at the moment, and this is the Old American Adventure site between Ilkeston and Heanor. Now I'm just getting my GPS lock on, I'm just letting it hover, just letting it get a good position, and then I know when it stops moving that I've got good GPS lock. Now I wish that I would have tipped my camera forward just a little bit, because I'm directly flying into the sunlight, which you'll see a little bit later on. It causes a few issues, but other than that the flight was absolutely perfect, and as the title suggests, flying around the abandoned theme park. So I'm literally flying over where all the buildings used to be, and if I'd have just gone a little bit higher here and tipped my camera down a little bit more, you'd have seen more of the paths, etc. I mean, I'm about 100, probably 100 feet at this present time, and I'm just sort of just cruising, just going forward. As you can see, the props unfortunately are just in the top corner, which I'm a bit annoyed about, and I don't know how big this site is from one going all the way around, but you will see shortly that I managed to fly around the whole site. The FPV transmitter and receiver are amazing. I've got the Eachine TX526 transmitter with board camera fitted to my quadcopter, which is the FreeX Skyview, and the receiver is one of those ROTG1 blah 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 from Eachine that plugs into the bottom of your Android phone. They have started making them for iPhones and iPads. They're coming out a bit later on this year, and that's on Banggood, and they're going to be about $28 something, whereas the Android version is only around about $15 to $19. So you're paying a little bit more, but you know, that's up to you. If you want to go for, if you've got an iPhone, then you're going to need one. Now what I have done with mine is I've got, instead of the rubber ducky 3 dBi antenna that you get a stock with the receiver for the phone and everything, turns your phone monitor when you run the app, turns your phone screen into FPV monitor essentially. So I've got the Eachine something or other, and it's a 16 dBi patch antenna, and I've taken it out of the plastic housing that covers the patch antenna, so it's exposed and it's just one plate, and you can bend the aerial to whatever angle, because it's one of these directional patch antennas, so it always has to be facing the drone to get the best signal. But just look at this, I'm flying over a lake that's got to be a quarter of a mile, or you know, a good few hundred meters from one end to the other, and I'm flying across. I've got real good signal. It sort of gets a bit patchy at times, but it always comes back. It sort of blinks, goes off for a few seconds, and then comes back. And I think it's because more the lead, where the lead plugs into the board camera, got a bit of a loose connection. And I think with the vibrations, it sort of shakes. It shakes itself, then it sort of comes out, and then it sort of goes back in again. And the picture was breaking, coming in, going out, all the way around. Now around about here you can just see there's a go-kart track, bottom left corner. There used to be a boat, those big pirate ships that sort of scoots from left to right, and it just gets higher and higher. This part here was probably where the Missile, which is a roller coaster, used to be. And just look at the colours, people. At this point I have raised my altitude, and I must be flying at around about maybe 150 feet to 200 feet, and just look at the views. I mean, you know, I can see for miles. I can absolutely see for miles. The water, just look at the colour of the water of the lake. The only unfortunate thing at this point is, as I'm flying around the other side, a big cloud is behind me and you can just see it's covering up all of what I wanted you guys to see. So I was a bit annoyed about that, whereas when I went out originally it was really, really nice and no clouds, and then when I go flying then the clouds come out. So that's just the hobby. That's sometimes you just have to take a chance. But just look at the views, people. Look at all the trees and the colours. It's beautiful, and the world always looks, in my mind, it looks so different from up high. When you've got a bird's eye view of where we walk around, everything just looks so much better from high up in the sky. Unfortunately, the clouds were just ruining the shot for me at this present time. I wish I'd have just tipped my camera down a little bit, but just look at this site. You guys got to come around here. Look, there's a wind turbine. That's in Kimberley, or on the way to Kimberley, where the big IKEA and TK Maxx and all that lot are, and there's some Italian restaurant, Frankie and Bennett's and all that lot. There's a big retail park, and you can see it's clear as day. The camera I'm using is my Kit Vision Edge HD10, and it is a very, very amazing camera, and I've only filming, I think, 1080p 30 frames a second. Really high. I'm in that field to the left, that little black thing near the goalpost, that is me. And basically I was going to go round the lake again, and basically I didn't have enough power. So when this battery gets to about, I think it's 10.9 or 11 volts, it'll do return to home, because it knows it's got to have at least 2 minutes of flight time or 3 minutes of flight time to get back. So I'm just hovering it here really, really high. I wish I'd have tipped the camera down a little bit, but this is awesome. I hope you guys enjoy this flight as much as I enjoyed making the flight. I really enjoyed it. Hope you did. Continue to subscribe. Gadget Man 404 out.